Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome on Facebook. If you're watching from Facebook, it's a beautiful Sunday and I've got beautiful news, and the beautiful news are all wrapped up in this beautiful book, Journey of a Queen, 16 Life Lessons Learned from Mary Young. And in this book, we go through a lot of information, hey? I don't know if this information is a lot for me to wrap up in just a few minutes, but I just want to say this book is dedicated to the kings and queens willing to make life worthwhile. And I've got 16 life lessons in here, and the first one is life is not a soapy. The first lesson which we will be dealing with today. So I'm just gonna go and take you on a little journey into the life lessons. And we've got other lessons, of course. Never move in with the fam, and sometimes keep your mouth shut. Beware the other queens. Do not cry over spilled milk. And set boundaries and prioritize your privacy. We all need privacy, and we should actually know what to do when we want our privacy respected and our boundaries respected. Take charge of your decisions. Do not be all over the place. Yeah, so never ignore the red flags. Appreciate your blessings in the midst of chaos. Beware the other queens, part 2. And then cut your losses and start afresh. Allow yourself to grieve. Reclaim your curves. This is a whole load of information that can help you to bounce back, that can help you to carry yourself to the next step or to the next growth. And I do believe that as you read this book, you're going to allow yourself to go on a journey where you are not going to stop on one level. You really need to go to level, to another level, and to the other level that God has actually prepared for you. We know that we all have somewhere where we start, and we hope that in our start, somewhere where we start, and we hope that in our start, or should I just put it plainly, when you get married, you don't marry to divorce. But unfortunately, certain things happen and you end up divorcing. What do you do after that? All I can say is reclaim your curves. Grieve and reclaim your curves. We all have things that we want to go well, but they don't. What happens when they don't? And you really need to find what is it that really can work for you at the moment and carry yourself. Move on. That's it. So life lesson 1 is a journey into my start, my beginning. There is somewhere in the book where I mentioned that I have never seen my parents sitting on a couch, having a blissful life. I had never seen that. I don't know, maybe I was too young because I was the last born at home. I never saw such things or what. But I did have a little taste of that with my kindergarten teachers actually. It was Mama Amanda and Papa Joseph. So what they did is one day I slept over at their house, and we had a very beautiful breakfast and dinner, and I just saw them there, all lovey-dovey, all loving. It was a very beautiful family. And I'm grateful for that experience. Not that I'm saying that my parents lacked that. It's something that I never see. It might be because I was young, I was too young, but who knows? We don't know. And so I don't want to dwell on that. I am on life lesson 1. Life is not a soapy. So we've watched Days of Our Lives. We've seen John and Marlena cuddling. We've seen John and Marlena loving each other through trials and tribulations and coming out stronger. So what happens when our lives do not become that whole soapy, What do? You really need to find yourself and love yourself enough to carry on. The other thing is that life is not a soapy. I had a wish to get married in a hotel, and I had wished to have just this beautiful Paris brought into my wedding. I wanted it to be Paris. But it didn't happen, and all because I have a large family and I have friends. And I can tell you one thing, my wedding was a showstopper, I'm telling you. It was beautiful, from the bridesmaids, doing a step. Hey? It was beautiful. Anyone that was there will tell you that it was awesome. It was out of this world. We had a good time. Besides my shoes eating away my toes. Yes, it was very nice, I'm telling you. And the other thing is that I wanted my cousin, my favorite cousin, to walk me down the aisle, but I couldn't have that because my parents, the elders actually of the family, told me, look, you only have one uncle left. So this guy needs to take you down the aisle because he's your only uncle. Guess what? On my wedding day, that guy was not there. I call him a guy because he and I are very open, and we don't have that kind of malume, I'm afraid of malume kind of a thing. So that's why I'm talking about him like this. But all I'm saying is that I wanted my cousin to walk me down the aisle, but I had to respect and honor the parents, the elders, because they said your malume must be there. But I ended up walking in with my grandmother, my late grandmother, my sister's granny. Hey, it's a long story. But anyway, it was like that. It happened like that. Unfortunately, I was not in charge. It was not a soapy, It was not what I had wished for. It happened like that. The third thing is that my ex-husband had lost his job by that time. Just 2 months before we got married, he lost his job. Imagine. And we had this thing where we wanted whatever we wanted. And of course, with men, they don't talk a lot of what they want at the wedding. I think with him, he just wanted to score. Score on that, getting that prize, which is me. Anyway, but usually men, it's like shopping, they're not busy with shopping and stuff. So all they're interested in is just getting the job done. So we move on. Life is not a soapy. What happens when you get your realities and find that what you wanted doesn't work? The magic is in finding your little good and enjoy that little good that happens at that moment. After my wedding, I wanted to go and be whisked away, go on honeymoon. Since, really, I wanted a big wedding. I wanted a big wedding. I wanted a beautiful wedding. I wanted all these Paris, what in it. Obviously, I had wanted a honeymoon. I didn't get a honeymoon. I didn't go on a honeymoon. I was whisked off to the in-laws, And my joy in that moment, as growing up, as much as I didn't like that, and I said, I want another wedding, but the fact is, life is not a soapy. I had to deal with what I was dealt with at that moment. And I am happy of my experience at that time. And I had to embrace whatever it is that was dealt to me by nature, or what God had planned for me on that day. When I looked at everybody's faces, they were just happy. They were joyous. There was joy. There was ululations. There was there was nothing actually sad. It was awesome. The only sad thing, as I said, it was my toes, because my shoes were eating my toes. But all I'm saying is that life is not a soapy. When life is not a soapy, what do? You need to look at the bright side of life. And in life lesson 1, I am just taking you through my life and how I got to enjoy the best out of something that I had never imagined. And I do hope that you go through the book and enjoy whatever it is that you can come across. As I said, our second life lesson is never move in with the fam. You know, everybody wants to live in their own houses, and I do hope that you will join me next Sunday as I go deep into the book, Never Move In with the Family. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I do hope that you are looking forward to getting life sorted with these 16 life lessons learned from Marian Young, Journey of a Queen, by yours truly, Jacqueline Nomfundo Gumede. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope that you will tune in next weekend as we get into the other lessons. Thank you so much. God bless you.